Hello, my name is Marcela Semana, and I made this video with the purpose of listing and explaining my experiences in this year's Semana E. This year, I chose a different approach to the project. Instead of innovation, I chose internationalization. What I mean by this is, I chose to immerse myself in a city and collect information about their million-dollar industries and their culture. For the first visit, I will switch to Spanish in order to better explain the experience. En el consulado mexicano tuvimos la oportunidad de hablar con el cónsul de Seattle, que nos proporcionó algunos datos de este. Nos comentó que en su área hay más de 800,000 ciudadanos mexicanos, que atienden aproximadamente 150 personas a diario. Dentro del consulado solo trabajan 35 personas, que tienen la responsabilidad de atender a los 800,000 mexicanos que viven en Seattle. El consulado funge como un establecimiento de apoyo para los mexicanos fuera del país, tanto con documentos como con salubridad y protección. Estas son las funciones principales del consulado. The next visit was to the University of Washington, where they explained about their programs of master's and PhD specifically for industrial engineers. They said that there were two types of master's degrees. The first one was more applied to sciences and statistics in order to solve problems. The second one was a special type of master's degrees that is only offered part-time. Most of the students in this master are professional workers that want to learn a little bit more. Mostly the companies that are involved with the master degrees pay for the students to learn. The next visit we went to was to the Boeing factory, where we were shown the manufacturing process of a plane. There were different type of planes like the 787, 777, 767, amongst others. From a start, I could observe how Boeing is a company of the finest quality that does its best for satisfying their clients' needs. They utilize innovative techniques, and they're a company of great respect in the aeronautical area. They are firm believers of their brand, and they have a large variety of products in different side of the market. The next visit was to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, where they show us how Bill Gates retired from CEO of Microsoft in order to dedicate himself to the philanthropy, along with his wife and his father. The foundation has four main objectives. Make sure that the community of young people survive and thrive, empower the poorest, especially women and girls, to transform their lives, combat infectious diseases that particularly affect the poorest, and inspire people to take action. The foundation mostly provides the funds to organizations that focus in solving these problems. It was inspiring to visit a place that has the best chance at solving causes that seem impossible. It was inspiring for me to see what I could do for my community in order to make it a better one. The next day, we visited the corporate offices of Microsoft, where we heard from two tech graduates that have been immersed in the company since a long time ago. They told us about their areas of expertise, the first one being Xbox and the second one being Azure, the cloud developed by Microsoft. Personally, this visit was my favorite one for the sole reason that we stood in the presence of innovation and technological future. Microsoft uses their brand to provide gadgets and programs that are used by most of the world's population, and their business strategy is mostly their reliability and their innovation. Their search for always being one step ahead of the present is inspiring for students like me that want to use their creative ideas to develop something new. Our last visit was Amazon, and this was by far the most relatable one because the tour was given by recruitment operations employees, which are in charge of going to universities to find people interested in working with Amazon. Amazon is a large company that is growing exponentially. 2 years ago, they had 80,000 employees, and now they have 250,000 employees. The tour included visits to several buildings in which they have operations. What I found interesting about Amazon is what the CEO always says. It's always day one at Amazon. That is why they are growing the way they are, because every day they start from zero to build up to 100. Also, I like the idea that the buildings were an urban campus. So they were set up as gardens and green areas, but within the city limits. And that was very interesting for me because that's the sort of environment I want in the place where I work. Besides visiting all these sites of huge industrial power, we also took a tour through the Shihuli Garden and Glass Museum. We went up the Space Needle and took pictures in the first Starbucks ever, the Gumball, and the Pike Place Market. We went to a baseball game for the Mariners and also a University of Washington football game. It was a learning trip, but it was also a cultural one in which I got to know the main attractions of a new city. I am very thankful and grateful to have gotten the opportunity to experience the internalization of a school related program.